Hello, I am back. I forgot to introduce myself in the last video. Michelle Hext from michellehext.com. You can find all out about me by going to my website and having a look at my about page because we're going to make this about you. And if you watched the last video and you thought, gee, that shirt looks a lot like the pink one that she had on last time, you'd be right, because I'm one of those people that buys something I like in all the colors. I'm very uncreative. All right. So today I want to talk to you about creating your own zero competition formula. If you watched the last video, it was a little bit longer than I intended it. I can be a little verbose, but I spoke about how we're kind of over the state of the internet and the way coaches are marketing. We've lost our way. We've made the messaging more about, a lifestyle competition instead of about the actual coaching and what we do as coaches and the results that we create and the impact that we have, right? So we are not internet marketers. We are not influencers. We are not digital marketers. We are coaches and mentors and experts and specialists who are very good at what we do. And we are going to get better at marketing in a way that feels really authentic, where we're not playing the game of the bullshit and the smoke and mirrors that takes place online. All right, so I want you to think about zero competition formula. I want you to consider that you are a market of one. And so in the last video, I spoke to you about coming up with maybe 5 words that will become synonymous with your brand. And I shared with you that mine were things like simplicity, excellence, mastery, quality, global. So they're the words, right? And that will give you a picture of my brand. I want you to have created those words for yourself and really dig into what they mean with regards to you and your brand, your coaching brand, consulting, expert. I'm just going to say coaching, but you'll know if you identify as being in the coaching industry or not. And so what we want to talk about, or what I want to talk about today, is how you can create your own zero competition formula. So zero competition means you are a market of one. There is nobody else that can do what you do. And I don't care if you are a social media marketing coach and there are billions of social media marketing coaches out there, you can still be a market of one. What did I say? An industry of one, whatever. Like you are, whatever I said before. What the fuck? That's what postmenopause does to your brain. An industry of one. I think that's what I said. Anyway, zero competition formula. You are setting yourself apart from everybody else. Awesome, right? Sounds good. How do we do that? Well, we have to lean into what makes us special and what makes us unique. And most people really struggle with coming up with what that is for them. They really struggle with, what makes me unique? I'm not really that unique. And if you were to list it out on a piece of paper, sure, there are plenty of other people out there that do what you do and offer similar sort of services and deliver similar results and things like that. But there's only one you. And so we've got to figure out what that is and articulate it so that there is no competition to you, right? I'm still trying to think of what that freaking phrase was that I said. I'll watch it back and I'll be like, oh. Anyway, so if I were to look at what makes my brand unique, why is there zero competition the way that I see it for me? And it's because nobody has the level of experience and wisdom that I have. Nobody has lived my life. Nobody has experienced my experiences. Nobody has done what I have done over the years and years and years, decades that I've been in this industry. And so nobody can do it like I do it. Nobody can do what you do the way you do it because your take is going to be very unique and different to you. So we've got to figure out how to express that, right? And the way that we do that is to, again, go back to those words and think, okay, so these words are what's driving me. These words are driving my business and they're now driving my messaging. So why are these words important to me and how can I express them? How can I make them relate to the topic that I'm talking about right now? Or how can I make them relate to what it is that I'm creating? Figure it out. Like, figure it out. I can't tell you right now your exact formula for that, but you can find it. So I want you to think about potentially some of the ways that we can really get clear on how we get to fully express that is we start to think about all the things we aren't. So what are you not? What are you not willing to do? What are you not about? And so I want you to really think about that. Think about what you're not about. What do you reject? What do you hate? What do you loathe about this industry and the marketing and the way people show up? And then what are you about? What are you for? And then how is your approach different? And start to think about ways to express that, because when you can express what makes you different, you don't have to go out to the internet and say, hey, I'm different because of this. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that you get to show up differently, right? You get to show up as you, and that alone is going to separate you from everybody else. But if I think about what separates me from the industry is I have a level of care for my clients that is unmatched. And I found this balance over the years where I have very strong boundaries and standards around things. And so I don't over deliver. I'm not in terms of, I'm not people pleasing, and I'm not overcompensating or anything like that. Like, we all tend to do that a little bit in the early days because we're still finding our feet, right? But there comes a point in time where you have to stop that, where you have to stop people pleasing, overcompensating, and trying to prove something, I think is what I'm saying. So there's not a neediness that I have around, please let me know I'm doing a good job. Please, acknowledge the fact that I'm working so hard for you. It's not any of those things. But I do have a deep, deep, deep sense of responsibility to my clients, and the level of care that I offer really is unmatched. It's unparalleled. There are things that I do for my clients that go above and beyond, not all the time and not for everybody, but the ones that I'm able to meet my clients where they're at, right? And I can sense what's going on with them, and I will pull them in for a conversation so that we can get things moving. I have this innate sense to read what's going on underneath. Most coaches have it. And then I'm able to really see what's going on very, very clearly and offer something that helps my clients move past it. That's one thing. The other thing is, I have been in this industry 30 years. My first content creation when I first became a coach was going to, if you've been in my world, you're like sick of me telling this story because I've said it a million times. But back when I was first a coach, I went to the local newspaper. I had a taekwondo school at the time. I had my taekwondo school on one side of the street, my coaching offices on the other side of the street. And I went to the local newspaper, who I'd been in a lot through my taekwondo, and said, I want you to give me a column in the newspaper for 13 weeks because I want to do a coaching series. And they're like, yep, sure. And so I typed the freaking thing out on the typewriter. I would walk it to the office, and every week my column was published, and it was a big hit in the community. And so, I go back that far, and the amount of testing and measuring and trying things that I do on behalf of my clients, again, unmatched. So I'm testing things, I'm trying things, I'm investing in things, and I'm almost like doing a recon. And then I come back, and inside my mastermind, I'm like, guys, this is working. Let's get on it. This is how we do it. And then I help them to figure out their way of doing it. So another thing that I do that sets me apart is I'm able to look at somebody, I'm able to have a conversation with them. It's usually pretty quickly, actually. And I listen and I listen and I listen and I listen. And then I'm like, oh, what about this? Is this what you're about? And they'll be like, oh my God, it is about that. I didn't even see that. I'm like, well, what if we did this with this particular element? What if we created an offer around this? And then we were able to build a brand around that. How confident would you be in that? And they'll be like, that's so easy. That's the easiest thing. Like, but do people really want that? And I'm like, yeah, because we overlook things, right? When we are innately incredible at things, we take it for granted. We don't see value in it. And sometimes it takes somebody else looking at that to be able to say, oh, this thing that you've been stepping over repeatedly is actually the thing. So let's build a brand around that. So I'm able to see things because I definitely think I have a unique skill there, but I also think it's decades of experience. I've been doing this a long time. I can see things very, very quickly. I find problems and I'm able to help my clients come up with solutions very quickly. I have frameworks that we work within, but no two coaching businesses that I help create are the same because the people are different. The way they do things are different. Their unique personality traits are different. Their take on things are different. I can have two coaches in exactly the same niche that I'm working with, and they will be wildly different because I'm able to dig in and find the essence of that person and what makes them unique, help them to figure out what is the sweet spot. Because when we find the sweet spot is something we can build on, and we create a brand that doesn't have competition because no one can do it like you. So the competition formula is to get absolute clarity around what is your sweet spot? What is this thing that you've probably been overlooking? What is it? So it's clarity around your sweet spot. It's clarity around how you can turn that into an offer. How do you monetize that in a way that's really appealing to a particular market? Got to have clarity around that. It's got to be bulletproof. You've got to have clarity before you can have confidence. And so confidence is the second part of the zero competition formula. Clarity. This is what I do. This is how I do it. This is the result I get. This is who I work with. It's pretty simple. Then you have to have confidence in every component of that, right? If the confidence isn't there, you're going to struggle. I want you to feel like it is so, I want you to feel like you're almost like dumbing shit down and you're embarrassed about it because it's like, this feels too simple. This feels too easy. It should feel easy. You're good at it. It's like, this is your sweet spot. It should feel easy. If it feels like a struggle, then something's not right. So we've got to fix it. And then, so there's clarity and there's confidence, and then there's the expression of it, right? So you're clear about your sweet spot and you know how to monetize it. You've got in touch with how you want to, the work that you want to do and who you want to work with and the results you want to deliver. You're clear on that stuff. And then you're confident because you know you can deliver that shit. You can get results with one hand tied behind your back. Like, that's just a no-brainer for you, right? I want you to feel so confident about it that you almost feel like people, you know, most people will feel like people shouldn't be paying the money for that because it just feels so practical and common sense to them, right? So that's how I want it to feel for you. And then we have to figure out how to express it in our own way so that we're not part of the masses. We're not just lumped in with everybody else in the, as what's his name says, the race for the bottom. For me, Seth Godin, I think the race to the bottom right now is competing on lifestyle. I think that is the race to the bottom right now. Who is competing on who can have the fanciest lifestyle? Who is on the, you know, sitting on the fake jet, sitting on the fake private jet that's not even going anywhere. Like, that's the race to the bottom for me. The race to the top is, how can we build a brand based around quality and excellence and mastery and all of those words for me that feel juicy, feel good. They feel like I'm leaving everybody for dead because they're all still competing on this crap down here that we're all over, and I'm ready to pivot. I'm ready to pull the pin on that and move in a different direction and make the messaging about the coaching and all that stuff that I've already spoken about last week. So today, if you want to play along, your exercise is to think about the clarity piece. Like, what is your sweet spot? What is it? And what is it that how can you monetize that? What does an offer look like that you know is going to excite your market? And then I want you to do the confidence filter. Do I feel like this is just too easy and people should be able to do this on their own, because trust me, they don't. And they can't. It's only because you're so exposed to it and you're so good at it. It's your zone of genius. Your zone of genius, that's how it feels, right? Just take my word on that. And then the next thing that I want you to think about is, how can you express it? How can you show up online and express all of those values in a way that feels good to you? And you will rise above. You will rise. You will take yourself out of the noise and the mess and the bullshit that's going on online, and you will rise above it, and you will develop a signature way of presenting yourself and what it is that you do, and you're going to attract the right people. That is just the way that it works. All right, that's it. I don't know what shirt I'm going to put on next, but I'm shooting one more video for you today. It is the one that is called Make Your Moves, Make Your Mark. So watch out for that one in the coming days. As I'm recording these, I'm thinking I'm going to drop them on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. Could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But wherever you're seeing this, if you can put notifications on, put them on, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this video. I would love to hear that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.